me, really, Your Majesty? This'll be perfect for my latest recipes.
You know, of all the souls I've ever met, I feel like you put this stuff to the best possible use. Eurydice, how can you cook so much with all the searing heat around these parts? Has it been magma flooded like this all the time?
The searing heat? I am dead, Your Royal Majesty. Searing's just a cooking technique to me. Don't need to sleep either. I can just keep cooking up a storm. It's not so bad.
Hello there, Dionysus.
Hey, Zach, ever see a fellow by the name of Orpheus down there? You ever heard of him? I bet you have. And I have had a funny thought, a little jest that maybe we could try if you'd be up to have a little harmless fun.
Harmless fun at the expense of Orpheus? You have my full and complete attention, Dionysus, mate.
That chap comes up with the most smashing songs, so I was thinking maybe we could spin him into old tales, something like how maybe you and I, like, we're connected or something. He'll buy it. Tell him for me, yeah? I trust that Thanatos is doing well, although he brings to mortals merciful release, whilst I most certainly do no such thing. I do appreciate his take on it.
Blood and darkness. I heard you got yourself into another mess that needed cleaning up.
Off to taint Elysium again?
Is this the final cruelty of the gods, or evidence? Some stuff in us ourselves. At last, the rivers are safe. What is it this time, stranger? You're quite effective at locating me, but not so good at leaving me in peace.
Just on one of my little jaunts through paradise is all, sir. Happened to be on the way toward my destination.
You think this place a paradise? At least down in the depths there are so many other souls with whom to share one's misery. No offense. I know that you're just passing through.
Take care, then.
Here in Elysium, you have to win this stuff, so I have rarely had occasion to enjoy it. Thanks.
I'd say you earned it more than anybody else I've seen around here lately. Though I don't make the rules.
You know the saying not to play with fire, don't you, nephew? You'll find the same is very much the case with water, too. You weathered the storm there, little Hades, and the sea is once again at peace. And you'll make every attempt to keep it that way, correct?
Mysterious. Other guy.
Upon my word, the fiend again darkens these halls. Alas, Asterius, it seems I was mistaken and he hasn't learned his lesson after all.
And what's this lesson that I ought to have learned? Is it to always slay you first since you're so damn insufferable all the time?
Your lesson, monster, is to never, ever take up arms against those favored by the gods themselves. You shall never see the light of day as I once did. No offense, Asterius. That was for Asterius.
Oh, I just knew that you'd be back soon as I heard you face the champion of Elysium himself. You know, I've heard that among mortals, it's an honor to be killed by somebody like Theseus. Keep it up and maybe you'll be famous too.
Achilles, sir. Within the Codex, you'd written something about someone with whom you shared your life. When you were flesh and blood.
Ah. That is a private matter for me, lad. From a time I had convinced myself the Codex would be for my own eyes alone. My past is not really worth mentioning. And I'm presently on duty, so, begging your pardon, please.
Oh, of course, sir.
Been abetting him, Thanatos. Behind my back. Betrayal. I would ask you why. Well.
My lord, he and I... Please, go lock me up in Tartarus or deal whichever justice you see fit, but My loyalty is not subject to change, and I cannot stand by and watch you fight. The matter between you and Zagreus, there has to be some resolution here.
You dare to lecture me? My loyal subjects are too few of late, I think. This is your realm, not mine. I'll not cast you into that wretched pit. It's not like I've someone to replace you here besides. Now then, be gone.
I am deeply sorry, Lord.
Here are the gems. Oh, maybe I can use this to avoid Father's withering gaze and unwanted feedback. Hey Orpheus, you've noticed the resemblance between me and Dionysus, haven't you, mate? I'll tell you a little secret, but you have to promise not to tell. We're really the same god. I love a good feast, don't I?
But Zagreus, that is a striking revelation, the connection you describe. I see it. I can see it now. To think the god of wine and you are intricately linked. It isn't obvious, is it?
Oh, there's more to it. A bit grim, really, as I'm a little older than I look. You see, the Titans, they once tore me limb from limb, but then my heart was saved, and that's where Dionysus comes from. That is the connection between us. You understand me, mate?
Your tale stirs my soul. It truly does, my friend. It is a marvel to me that such heroism isn't widely known, and I'm committed to the spread of all such truths.
Dionysus and I appreciate it, mate.
Well, how was it up there, Zagreus? Within Elysium? You'll have to tell us all about it every time the greatest strike you down.
You've never been there, have you? It's lush, is that a word? It feels closer to the surface, closer to the sky.
How poetic. You could have visited as part of your responsibilities. Instead, you trespass, incurring wrath of fallen champions in service of your father.
Yeah.
Such gifts won't stay my whip when next we meet out there. You realize that, right?
I realize it. And I hope you never change, Meg.
I hope you do.
Why, this is absolutely splendid, Zagreus. Is this really for me? It's so very kind of you to think of me like this.
I want you to have it, Orpheus. You've brightened up our lives down here more than you know. I only wish that you could see that.
Listen, boyo. I don't know exactly how to put this, so I'm just gonna come right out. I need your help with something, and I'll be honest, I don't think you're gonna like it.
If it doesn't involve hacking away at you with reckless abandon, Skelly, I don't want to hear it. But, oh, you're being serious.
I am. And funny you should put it like that. Boyo, I am asking you to get me out of here. Permanently, if you catch my drift. This standing around stuff just kind of wears on you after a while, you know?
I know. I can only imagine. Tell me what I can do.
That blade of yours back there, it's got a special power. You gotta spruce it all the way up. Your aspect, not somebody else's. Then let me have it with that thing, and I'm out of here.
Then you'd be dead forever. You're asking me to kill you.
I know it's a lot to dump on you, but I got my reasons. I don't exactly have a lot of options here, so give it some thought. Till then, we'll act like nothing's changed, all right?
All right. Maybe.
It pleases me that you are here again, for through you I can tinker with reality along the fringes that are not yet fully formed.
You are entirely too young to have had meaningful experience with loss, young Zagreus. Pray to me that you never have to learn.
Fine, go.
I sense that you have forged a greater bond with your instruments of destruction there, my kin. Then that is very good, and may their altered forms serve you quite well.
I'm back.
I've got a lot to be thankful for, you know, Redblood. Your daddy could have shut you in the lowest pits, and then we never would have met.
Perish the thought, Electo. What would you have done with yourself if not for all our fated encounters?
I don't know. I mean, before we met, I've laid all sorts of other trash down here. But lately I've been keeping them waiting because of you.
So you got skewered by a spike trap out there, huh? Well, that's too bad. Have you tried not standing there, like when the spikes come out?
I have not.
Oh, wow, thanks. This is real nice of you. I sure am glad you died out there just now.
I'm glad I died as well, Hypnos. I'm glad I died as well.
As you may know, lad, I have a connection to the weapons that you use, having once wielded one of them myself. Of course, not knowing its significance back then, but I digress. Sometimes it keeps in touch, and I have a vision from it to impart.
Oh, do you mean a vision from Varatha, the Eternal Spear? That's out of the ordinary, and also a bit concerning. So what did you see?
Well, I saw a great, bearded warrior, bigger than me, pitch black hair, bearing an aspect of Varatha unlike any with which I'm familiar. Then he was gone, but what still lingered were these words. I see you through the eyes of the Crimson Phoenix.
I see you through the eyes of the Crimson Phoenix. I don't understand. What's that supposed to mean?
There's one more thing. This was not my first such vision. Long ago, I saw one of Varatha's other bearers. It was you. Your infernal arms. They must be weapons of the Fates' design. They know already who shall brandish them. Now they ask a favor. Seek Varatha. Speak the words. Go.
I see you through the eyes of the Crimson Phoenix. There's a good boy. Thought you'd like that.
Cerberus is overjoyed to have received such a delicious treat.
I understand you have attempted to persuade our court musician to resume his craft. That is among the relatively useful tasks to which you have applied yourself of late.
I can't be completely sure, but what you said just now, I think contained some of the component pieces of a compliment?
I'm certain that your boasts and twists of words shall soon inspire him to greater acts of compositional superiority one of these days or nights.
Your methods didn't seem to do the trick.
Your Highness! Prince Zagreus? I just wanted to say something. If you have a little time, I know you're really busy. I can come back.
Wait, no, now's fine, of course. What is it, Dusa? I'm not so busy, by the way, and always happy to check in. Wait, is something wrong?
No. It's just the opposite. I can't believe you helped me with the lounge. I don't think anyone has ever helped me out like you did, cleaning up after Cerberus and the new rug and the kitchen and just all of this.
It was my pleasure, really. All of us use the lounge, don't we? This house can really be a lot, but in the lounge here, things are easier a bit, I think. I'm so glad we have you watching over it.
You really mean that, Prince? But you don't know what this means to me. I'm finally caught up on work. What am I gonna do? I don't know what I'm gonna do with all this extra time. I have to go and plan everything out.
Take care now.
Oh, why? I'm very much obliged that you have thought of me again for such a wonderfully thoughtful gift.
It's nothing, Orpheus. Thank you for all the inspiration through your song. I love your work, mate. Hey, Orpheus, you know I've just been messing with you with those Dionysus tales and all that. Just trying to liven things up for us, mate.
Oh, Zagreus, there isn't need for such humility. Not when one's deeds of heroism are as great and numerous as yours. It is an honor to have heard such deeds firsthand.
I was kidding. Seriously.
You honor me, my child, although I dread that I am not deserving of such generosity. There is no need to flatter me like this.
Be that as it may, Nyx, I would still like for you to have it. With my compliments. Nyx, you must know something about why Father broke off ties with the Olympians, don't you?
That is a question only your father can answer, child. I cannot tell you more than you already know.
Had to ask. All right.
Hey, hey.
Baratha, I see you through the eyes of the Crimson Phoenix.
Zang! I heard you got to Orpheus. He's got this whole entire ballad now about how you are really me, or maybe it's the other way around. I have no idea. Here.
Who's laughing now?
I've never come across a target I couldn't take down. I expect the same of you, you hear me? Hopefully you hear me.
Megara?
May I help you with something, Zagreus?
Now that you mention it, you can, Meg. I was wondering, what was Father carrying on with you about back home?
Eavesdropping again. If you must know, my job performance is under review. Though I'm sure this job's about to go just fine.
Motherhood's a curse, young Zagreus. Be thankful you're immune. You sprang from Nyx herself, or so I hear. I sprang from Thea, whoever she was. And I once bore a child, too. Long gone. Her mother's work. Isn't it such a waste?
Dearest, just in case it hasn't been made clear as crystal lately, let me tell you. When presented with the opportunity, don't ever reject me.
Ugh, that hurt.
There is no common sense with love, Godling, so why don't we pretend your indiscretion there did not occur?
You know, I've never met a nymph before. You're closer to the gods than mortals, right?
Yeah, gods that can die. How is that fair? It was just a stupid snake bite in my case. Can you imagine something more embarrassing? You're just minding your business, and then snap, you're dead and on your way down here.
I know the feeling better than you might expect.
Well, I was going to end up here sooner or later. Might as well while I'm still looking good. Though, I guess you do kind of get to lock in whatever age when you register. Bet everybody dying of old age pushed that one through.
Ooh, that's good.
You read my mind, hon. I go through this stuff awful fast sometimes.
And I, in turn, shall go through your incredible cooking awful fast, given the opportunity.
He must be somewhere in Elysium, you know. Where else could he have gone?
I realize that, mistress. It's just, I think we've other matters to attend to, such as emptying the contents of this contraband.
I see. That's fine. But you will need to face your fears someday in all of this. You act as if you can't afford to get involved, but it's a little late for that.
Hey, Dusa. Congratulations on completing your assignment with the lounge. Look at this place. It's better than ever. All thanks to your effort and dedication. Here, this is for you. Something special for the occasion.
Whoa, this is ambrosia, Prince. But this is for gods. This isn't for someone like me. But wait, no, here. I'm going to do it. I am going to do it. Here, take this. I got it. Just for you, so take it, please. Farewell.
A chthonic companion. Dusa, really? You're the best.
How are you finding my old trusty spear, then, hmm? Or perhaps you have a preference for my brother's and my sister's former arms. Kept under lock and key, and yet they're now in your possession, it would seem.
The weapons in the courtyard. Of course you know about them by now. I stole them. Why not just take them from me? I'd be stuck.
The thought has long since crossed my mind. However, I'm not fool enough to tamper with those cursed things. They go where they please. They cannot be contained. like you. Now why don't you go entertain each other more?
Sounds good.
You seem quite agitated as of late, my friend. Is anything amiss with you, perhaps?
Oh, no, I'm all right, Orpheus. Just a lot on my mind is all. Sorting out what's next. Stuff I need to work through on my own.
Oh, well, I truly understand. I was reluctant to discuss my long-lost muse, really for quite some time. Well, if you do require some emotional support, know that I likely shall be standing over here.
Appreciate it, mate. Wonder where Nyx went. Yushay's doing all right. What's the worst that could happen?
You would have better conversation with your chamber walls than with the boatman Charon, boy. Not all those of the underworld are prone to ceaseless chatter quite like you.
Ceaseless chatter.
Just getting warmed up down there, yeah, Zag? Here, have a fine selection of my blessings just for you.
How fares your feud against my crusty elder brother lately? Good? Big Hades, he is disagreeable with all of us, not just with you. So don't you take it personal and stick with me.
The drunkard Dionysus offered him his services, I see. He can be rather unpredictable, and therefore offers me a source of some amusement.
It's him, Baldy.
Hey, sir. I've always wondered, what were you like back when you were alive? Were you always this wise?
Might surprise you, Highness. I have a bit of royalty in me myself. Not on your level, mind, but I was very much a king. Though, I'll be honest, I wasn't much of a good man.
Huh. I thought I sensed the royalty in you. Although I can't imagine you as anything besides the gentleman I know you for, my friend.
Well, that is awful kind of you to say. Though I would like to think my punishment here wasn't without warrant. At least a fine selection.
Got it.
I'm really very flattered, Highness. You didn't have to get me anything. I mean, your company's more than enough for me.
I figured you could do with something more than that this time around, good sir. Broken to bits.
Did Dionysus truly visit you before? He tends to seek out revelry, not conflict. I'm pleased to know he's making himself useful here.
You have the butterfly I gave to you. Stay back then, and it'll make you stronger once I'm finished here. I'll take more down next time.
Let's keep this between us.
What's new, Meg?
I still cannot believe that Thanatos is helping you. I mistook him for someone with integrity.
You mistook him for someone who blindly follows orders without considering the implications.
How dare you? If you like death so much, then here, let me indulge you. Thanatos will welcome you with open arms.
Truer words have not been spoken, mate.
Betrayal, little Hades. Of all my nephews, you should know better than this. Or perhaps I should. One of us at least. Aye, a show of strength like that deserves a commendation, I should think. Although for next time, know my favor's not a thing to trifle with. We meet again, Short One, for further battle.
Short One? That's a low blow, sir. I thought you were the big honorable type.
You mock my sense of honor. Common tactic. Now prepare.
So, look who has managed to come crawling back to Asterius. Let us deliver him again.
Zag, your uncle's passing through. Not Dad, the other one, I mean. And he just wanted to check in, see how you're doing, so...
Aha! There you are, my little nephew. Dionysus showing you the ropes or what? You want a real feast, though? You just stick with me. I'll take my blessing. Go.
Oh, anyway, we're here, man, waiting up for you. We know you're gonna make it, I would say, eventually.
The prince compels the multi-headed hound to let him pass.
I owe you one, boy. One last bit of business to take care of, then.
I cannot let you go, boy. Some night such as this one, you'll understand. Die!
Well, you know what they say. There is no escape.
See you, Hypnos.
Well, well. Answer me something, Zagreus. What am I to you exactly, as of late? Because sometimes with you,
I'm sometimes at a loss myself, Thanatos. Though one thing I know is it's always really good running into you out there. It's, well, exciting. Sparring with you and all that. And then I know it means that I might get to see you here.
Well, here I am. But you didn't answer my question. So you know something? Forget I asked. I've got to go.
Wait.
A word, child. Child, I know not exactly what you did, but I detected faintly an attempt by Chaos to reach out to me. A message merely at the edges of my consciousness, yet I felt certain it was there. But I could not discern it otherwise. What does Chaos want from me?
I think Chaos wishes to re-establish contact with you, Nyx. The two of you drifted apart from one another, so I think I can imagine. I lost touch with Thanatos a while, but that was nothing in comparison to this. Isn't this some way you can reconnect?
Now that the house is strong and this realm orderly, I do not know. But I shall think upon it, child. Leave. No gift which you could bring me can exceed the value of our kinship, child, though it moves me to receive this offering.
It's nothing, Nyx, really. I know you've always believed in me, and it's not something I ever take for granted.
I am grateful.
Meg? Meg. Oh, I was not expecting company. Were you just casually snooping, or is there something I can help you with?
I was just leaving, Zagreus. Happened to be in the area, no thanks to you, and thought I'd go retrieve the last of my possessions. I have to say, you've really let this place go to hell.
She left. Great. Wonderful. I guess we'll just go back to killing each other repeatedly then. I'm back, room. Did you miss me? How about we put this there?
A delicately crafted instrument of music making now resides within the clamor-causing prince's chambers, doubtless fearing, if it could, his heavy-handed touch.
Can't be that hard to play, can it?
Oh, neat. Thanks. It's not so bad that you keep coming back like this, is it? At least for me it isn't.
I'm getting used to it. Though I don't think I'd feel particularly welcome anymore if not for you, Hypnos.
Hark, young man, for I've a vision I must share with you. A waking phrase for exegriff, to be precise. Please beseech the weapon thus. I see your prideful fall down from the heavens to the flames. An odd connection to a past or future bearer, apparently one who defied a god.
After some consideration and on your recommendation, I attempted lately to make contact with the goddess Nyx again. She is quite distant from me now, of course. If you happen to know, did she receive the message well? Respond.
Well, Master Chaos, she can be a little difficult to read at times, but I got the impression she was quite surprised, even excited to have heard from you again. She said that she would think about how to respond, or whether to respond.
I see. Well, she shall find a way if it is warranted. I always did expect the world from her. There were times when I expected her to shine as bright as day, though she is night. When she achieved a certain level of ability, she left, and I could not find her.
Smashing.
You've met your distant relatives by now. We don't all share the same demeanor nor see eye to eye, though all of us, I think, wish you the best.
Oh, good.
Murder, 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 murder.
Do bathe yourself in magma when you get to Asphodel.
Lord Hermes.
You're pretty close with Thanatos, aren't you, boss? We don't often run in the same lanes, though our duties sometimes intersect a bit. Odd chap. Seems good at what he does, though.
You must take pleasure in having to fight against me, Short One. I too have come to look forward to it, even if I end up falling to your strength.
Oh, I was going to say I'd much prefer we settle this more amicably, couldn't we? Perhaps I could interest you in a fine bottle of nectar. Ambrosia, even.
No, thank you. These battles are enough. Besides, you won that ambrosia from us, fair and square.
Cold comfort for your terrible predicament, young Zagreus, but I am here.
I'll pay for that.
My foster sister, Goddess Demeter, despite her stern approach, she often likes to make good sport of me, nephew. Why, here she is right now.
If you're quite finished blathering, Poseidon, our young Zagreus has more important things to do. He needs your blessings, not your point of view. Don't you, young sprout?
Our sworn enemy. Our foolhardy challenger approaches once again, I see. Well then, prepare to be run through.
Fang-bearing Cerberus directs all three of his attentions toward the satyr sack.
Thank you, boy. I don't think I'll ever get accustomed to the breeze.
No matter how many times you try, your stubbornness shall get you nowhere with me. Your flailing attempts against me are embarrassing.
Mr. Hypnos, I wanted to check in with you again regarding the procession line that's right in front of you, right over there. It's moving pretty slow.
I know! Those shades, they just go on and on and on and on forever, blathering about this or that. I mean, Lord Hades, it's a wonder he can stand it, listening to them every day or night.
Well, it's just, I think you were supposed to keep things moving, so if they're taking too long, I guess maybe you could say something, or any bright ideas?
It's a toughie, Dusa, because I think it's important that the shades who wait their turn, why, that they get a chance to say their piece. But it's a real tricky situation you bring up, so let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I am going to sleep on it, and then get back to you.
Okay, well, if you don't, though, I'll check in with you again later, I guess. Because I'm under orders, so, bye.
Goodbye.
Achilles, something awakened in Varotha when I spoke the words. It revealed to me a form I'd never seen, wielded by the warrior called Guan Yu, handsomely dressed, and just as you described. That's no Greek name, is it?
No, I don't think so, lad. I don't know who this Guan Yu is, or where he's from, or even when he's from. But the fates must have a plan for him and you. Anyway, I think my part in this is ended. Varatha served you well, no? I trusted it in life. I trust it now. Fear is for the weak.
Hey, Orpheus. I got myself a lyre much like yours, except I'm absolutely miserable when I try to play. Got any advice?
Oh, why, that's splendid, Zagreus. And I can certainly show you a thing or two. First, the proper posture is important. Now remember to practice the plucking technique which I taught you, and mind your offhand constantly. And above all, continue practicing. The joyfulness is in the practicing itself.
Thanks for the impromptu lesson, mate.
You always offer means to quench my thirst, my friend. A wonder that I have such feelings even now.
Now that you've started singing once again, I figured it was thirst-inducing work. Your music stirs so many souls around here, mate. Exogryph, I see your prideful fall down from the heavens to the flames.
You live within the bosom of the earth and know its warmth. But there is no such warmth up here, young Zagreus. You truly wish to feel the bitter cold of the outside. Then here,